Hi Desert Hot Springs, this is your Mayor Scott Mattis coming to you with my monthly message. First I'd like to say I'm working in my 66th day in office, and it's been a very important time for Desert Hot Springs as we've been putting, as I say, the wheel of progress, trying to move it forward. So with that said, I'd like to give you an update on what's going on in the community and what I've done for the last 66 days. This last month I met with many community leaders. I've met with the principal at the high school, George Bolus. I've met with John Girardi, our Palm Springs Unified School District representative. And I've met with Borrego Health, the Healthcare District, and our DA, Mike Hestron, on many issues facing Desert Hot Springs and looking for relationships to be built and planning for the future. I've also met with many developers and business owners in our community. A lot of questions about Rio Ranch Market, which is on its way, finishing its tentative improvements, and should be under construction here anytime. That's going to bring more market space to our community and more shopping for you.
Sing a song.
Martin Luther King Jr. Peace and Unity Walk went off very well. We had a great core of individuals that were a subcommittee that were putting that event on, and it was well attended, and we look to have that event in our community for years to come. Some of the committees that I've been trying to put together in our community have been kicked off. So the Veterans Committee our chairperson is Jeff Horton. His next meeting is February 13th at 10 a.m. at the Carl May Center. If you're interested, you can find Jeff on Facebook and he can give you all the information. If you're a veteran or interested in helping veterans in the future, he is there to assist you with that. The other committees that we've kicked off is our Housing Committee. Yvonne Parks, our councilwoman, is the liaison to the Housing Committee, and they're talking about housing issues that face our community, from trying to get people's front yards cleaned up to building new homes for people in need and so forth. So their first meeting kicked off last Monday, and they're planning to have another meeting next month, and we'll post it on our Facebook and website so that you can be informed. Economic Development Committee is underway. I've chaired that with my Mayor Pro Tem, Joe McKee. And we're looking at visioning exercise this month and seeing where Desert Hot Springs should go in the future when it comes to economic development. Joe McKee, our Mayor Pro Tem, and Councilwoman Yvonne Parks are leading the efforts on the Art District. So if you're interested in arts in our downtown area, look soon for information to come on when and their meetings are. Future committees that we're going to be appointing here, hopefully this month and in the next, actually 2 months. Human Rights Committee. This is going to focus on human rights, from LGBTQ issues to age and faith issues to race and so forth. So if you're interested in that committee, watch our Facebook. We'll be announcing a meeting date soon. Homelessness is a problem that we all have in all communities, and this will be another committee that we're going to be kicking off in the next 60 days. Parks and Recs and Special Events are going to be 2 committees that are going to be under the Community and Cultures Affairs Commission. I'm working with each of the commissions. Parks and Recs are important to our community. Hopefully they can make some important recommendations. Special events is something that a lot of people talk about. We need to have a streamlined process for that, and the Community and Culture Affairs Commission will be putting that together. So if you're interested, our Community and Culture Affairs Commission meets the second Wednesday of every month at 6 p.m. at the Carl May Center. I took a trip to Sacramento representing the city of Desert Hot Springs at the California League of Cities Conference with Councilwoman Zavala. We visited our state capitol, and we visited with our Assemblyman Garcia and our state senator Jeff Stone, and we had good conversations that were privy to what Desert Hot Springs is trying to move forward. So, for instance, we brought back bunches of information. Our Chamber of Commerce had a couple ribbon cuttings this month. Faux Na 92, which is in the Vaughn Shopping Center, signed a 10-year lease to continue their restaurant, and they signed a 10-year agreement with the Chamber of Commerce. We cut their ribbon, and we're very happy to have them in our community. Sculptures that you see around town were donated by Simi Daba. He's a local artist out of the high desert, and we did a ribbon cutting at the Carl May Center for him and his contribution to our community. Burke Media Productions, who's running my video right now, had a wonderful party last night in our community, celebrating 5 years of business in our community. A lot of you have a lot of questions about cultivation. We've signed our first 2 development agreements in the city of Desert Hot Springs, and we're going to be seeing jobs and tax revenue very soon from these. If you have any questions, feel free to call my office or stop in, and we'll be able to answer those questions for you. There's a lot of misinformation out there about cultivation, and it's a very professional business, and it's going to bring a lot of tax revenue to the city of Desert Hot Springs. There's development underway. The City Council's meeting schedules are from 3 to 3:30 for study sessions, 4:30 for closed sessions, 5:30 for presentations, And our general meeting starts at 6 o'clock the first and third Tuesday of each month, and we hope you can join us and voice your opinion if you have any concerns for Desert Hot Springs. My office is open every Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You do not have to have an appointment, and I'm here to listen to you for up to 30 minutes, not interrupted. If there's nobody behind you in line, you can have more time. But we're here to listen to you and help you through any of your issues that you might have or just programs you want to present. And with that said, Desert Hot Springs, thank you, and I will be back in 30 days.